Thanks. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you to Nathan Kirsch for dedicating this year in loving memory of his parents, Lou and Ruth Kirsch. And thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's really beautiful to see how many people. Okay, I'll speak a little louder. It's beautiful to see how many people are willing to spend their their vacation day learning in this setting. First, the title of our shir is Pinchas, Vengeance for God. So we will be getting to the famous story about Pinchas, located at the end of Parshas Balak in Sefer Bamidbar. But first, a brief introduction about who was Pinchas and where do we see him in the Tanakh, and what's he known for as a whole. So the first incident where he really appears is the main focus that we will be addressing in Sefer Bamidbar, the famous story of his, killing the two people who were violating the will of Hashem, which we'll get to more details soon. The next time he comes up is in Parshas Matos, where he was hand-selected by Moshe to lead a more formal war against the Midyanim, again, for the same reason of, they were trying to cause Bnei Yisrael to sin. Okay, so now we, as the Jewish people, have to fight them, and Pinchas was the one in charge. Interestingly, in that event, there were, from the count of Bnei Yisrael, there were no losses in that war that Pinchas was in charge of. They succeeded in wiping out the Midyanim. The next incident is from the Nevi'im. Okay, in Sefer Yehoshua, there's a story about Reuven, Gad, and Chatzi Menashe, who leave to take possession of their land. Okay, and they go to get their land on the other side of the Yarden, and all of a sudden, Bnei Yisrael see them setting up a Mizbeach. Okay, and they're sort of alarmed by this. All of a sudden, they leave Eretz Yisrael and they're setting up a Mizbeach. What could that mean? Is that a good Mizbeach? Is that a bad Mizbeach? And they send Pinchas again to inquire, to see what the nature of this Mizbeach really is, and to see, is everything okay there? Right? Is that an appropriate thing to do once they leave Eretz Yisrael? And Pinchas is in charge. He finds out everything is well, but he's again the one who's selected, and as we'll see, based on his nature, certain characteristics, to be the one to find out about what's going on there. The next story, the final main story where he's mentioned, is in Sefer Shoftim, the famous story of the Pilegesh Begiva, okay, where there are people from Shevet Binyamin who are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And again, Pinchas is the one who's chosen to lead these people. Okay, and he's the head Kohen, the Kohen Gadol, who's the one who's really guiding the people on how to appropriately handle what's going on. And again, each of these stories highlight this midah of Pinchas, that something wrong is going on, and he's going to be the one to stand up and to stand out for what's right, okay, and to be the one to sort of lay down the law and get things back to how they should be. So now, if you open up your Tanakh to page 392, okay, it's the end of Parshas Balak. We'll find the story of Pinchas, okay, killing Cozbi and Zimri. Okay, so if you look inside, Pasuk Vav. Yinei ishmi b'nei Yisrael ba v'yakrev el achav et hamidyanes le'inei Moshe le'inei kol adas b'nei Yisrael. Okay, so this person, okay, here he's not named, okay, but later on we find out, okay, that this is Zimri. He brings a Midyani woman, okay, in front of b'nei Yisrael and in front of Moshe, okay, and we find out that her name later on, okay, is Cozbi. And he brings her in front of the entire nation, okay, and he has relations with her in front of everyone, sort of to prove a point, okay. This is coming after the story of Bilam and Balak, where they try to get rid of Bnei Yisrael, okay, and Bilam devises this plan, okay, where the Moabi women or the Midyani women are going to seduce the men, okay, to sort of get them to somewhat self-destruct, okay, to have them be doing sins, having Hashem get angry at them, and Hashem will destroy them. So that was Bilam's plan, okay, and that's where we're coming now, okay, that earlier than this pasuk, Moshe tells them, okay, tells Bnei Israel, okay, get rid of those people who are sinning. Okay, kill the sinners. Okay, and this way you'll stop any bad that's about to befall Bnei Israel. Okay, and here, sort of lahachis, despite what Moshe is trying to do of getting Bnei Israel back on track, okay, he takes this woman and he brings her in front of everyone. Okay, vehima bochim petach el moed, and Bnei Israel and presumably the entire nation is sort of at a loss of what to do. Okay, they're crying. It's a pretty big situation that is taking place. Okay, there's one person who stands up. Okay, Pasuk Zayin. Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. Okay, Pinchas, who's the son of Elazar, the son of Aaron HaKohen. Okay, so we're tracing his lineage a little bit back. Vayakam mitoch ha'ida vayikach ramach biyado. Okay, he gets up and he takes a spear in his hand. Okay. Pasuk Chet, vayavo achar ish Yisrael el hakuba v'yidkor et shnehem et ish Yisrael ve'et ha'isha el kabata v'teatzer ha'magifa me'al b'nei Yisrael. Okay, and this one pasuk is Pinchas' action. Okay, he takes the spear, he kills the man and the woman at once. Okay, and the plague stops. Okay, interestingly, we don't have note in the pasuk of a plague starting. Okay, but most of the Mefarshim comment that earlier it says that Hashem got angry. Okay, and from here we see that was really a start of a plague. Okay, and according to that, okay, that there was a plague going on, and Pinchas now, by killing these two people who are violating, okay, a pretty major sin, his action was clearly something that is good. Okay, that is positive. That by killing them, a plague stopped. Okay, there was a certain punishment that now ended. So that would make it seem that, wow, he killed them. That was great. Okay, the plague is now over. Okay, he is rewarded. Okay, and the entire Bnei Israel is really rewarded for what he's doing. Okay, that's the end of Parshas Balak. Okay, and now the next pasuk is already the beginning of Pinchas. Okay, it's interesting to note that it's separate. Okay, that we have his action in one parsha. Okay, and then the next parsha it opens up. Okay, pasuk Yud. Okay, the beginning of Parshas Pinchas. Vayidaber Hashem al Moshe limor. Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen hishiv es chamasi me'al b'nei Yisrael. Okay, that Hashem is now describing to Moshe. Pinchas, sort of, he ended my anger. Okay, I was angry at Bnei Israel and he ended it. V'kano et kanasi b'tocham v'lo kilis b'nei Israel b'kinasi. Okay, that he had this kina, he had this vengeance, okay, this zealousness, okay, that I would have had. And now I, Hashem speaking, don't have to destroy them in my vengeance. So Pinchas sort of steps in at a crucial moment, at a moment when, yes, Hashem would have punished them because they were doing something so terrible. But Pinchas steps in, okay, in a very positive way, okay, and he, with his anger, he now ended, okay, the punishment that Hashem was going to punish them with. The Hashem continues, pasuk Yud, Lachin, Amor, Hinani nosein lo et brisi shalom. Okay, Hashem now rewards him. Aside from ending the plague for Bnei Israel, Pinchas is going to get some personal rewards. Okay, he gets this thing called a bris shalom. Okay, a pact of peace. Okay, which we'll discuss in a few minutes. And then the next pasuk, an additional reward, pasuk Yud Gimel, v'hayta lo ulazaro acharav brit kuhunat olam tachas asher kinei le'elokav v'chaper al b'nei Yisrael. That he gets an additional reward of this bris kuhunas olam. Okay, he becomes a kohen for him and his descendants. Okay, because he had this midah of vengeance for Hashem, and the entire Bnei Israel is now forgiven. Okay, so according to these psukim, okay, we see that seemingly what he's doing, what Pinchas is doing by killing for the sake of Hashem, okay, because he sees people defying Hashem, okay, going against what Hashem wants, and Pinchas steps in to stop that, to put an end to it, he's rewarded. That seems like what he's doing is a really beautiful, beautiful thing. What's interesting, okay, is that, okay, the next source, there's a famous Midrash, okay, that points out that Pinchas is actually the same person as Eliyahu. Okay, if you look at the next source, on your sheet, the Yalkut Shimoni. Amar Rabbi. Okay, Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Okay, Pinchas hu Eliyahu. Okay, Pinchas is Eliyahu. Amar le'akadosh baruch hu. Ata natata shalom bin Yisrael ubini ba'olam hazeh. Okay, so Hashem is telling to Pinchas, you made peace between Bnei Yisrael and between myself in this world. Okay, so he's describing to Pinchas what's going to be. Okay, that in the future, right, just like in this world, you now made peace between me and my children. Okay, so too, la'ased lavo, you're going to be the one to make that peace between me and my children again. Okay, shenemar hinei anochi sholeach lachem es Eliyahu hanavi lifnei bo yom Hashem. Okay, v'gomer, that we have these psukim that say that Eliyahu is going to be the one to bring shalom between Hashem and Bnei Yisrael la'ased lavo. Again, highlighting this point that Pinchas and Eliyahu are the same person. Both people, okay, are making peace between Hashem and Bnei Yisrael. Okay, now, okay, what's a little bit difficult to understand about this story and about the incident of Pinchas, okay, is how could it be that this midah of vengeance, this midah of zealousness, is something that's so positive? Okay, would we ever say that the people who throw stones at those who violate Shabbos, that's something to emulate? Would we ever say that violence is okay, when it's done for the sake of Hashem? So we see that Hashem rewards Pinchas, sort of implying that it's good. Okay, but how do we now take this, and bring it into our own lives? Okay, are we supposed to? Are we supposed to act with vengeance for the sake of Hashem? So if you look on, okay, we have one other instance in Tanakh where we see this midah. Okay, if you open your Tanakh to page 860, Malachim Aleph, Parak Yud Tes. This story is, we're entering in, okay, where it's right after the famous story of Eliyahu Bahar Carmel, okay, where Eliyahu basically is trying to get rid of the Nevi'ei Baal, the prophets who are trying to prophesize for Avodah Zarah, okay, and Eliyahu, his goal is to step in to put an end, okay, to this major corruption that's taking place, okay, that Bnei Israel are also involved in sins, okay, and he wants to put an end to it. Okay, so the famous story, we're not going into all the details, we're stepping in at the end, okay, but after that, okay, the famous Achav and Izebel, which you'll hear about a little later if you're here, Izebel comes up with a plan to kill Eliyahu, and he's running away, and he's trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? Why am I being punished? Why is there someone trying to take my life when I'm just trying to act for the sake of Hashem? Okay, and if you look at Pasuk Yud in Parak Yud Tes, Vayomer, okay, this is Eliyahu talking to a Malach of Hashem, okay, sort of in frustration about what's going on. Vayomer, Kano kinesi la Hashem elokei tzavakos. Okay, that I had this midah of vengeance. I was, doing this for the sake of Hashem. Ki azvu v'rzcha b'nei Yisrael, okay, because Bnei Yisrael were leaving the Torah, they weren't performing what they were supposed to be performing. Es mizbechosecha harasu, v'es neviyecha haragu b'charev. Okay, and Eliyahu is basically describing, I'm doing all of this for you. Okay, I was destroying their false mizbeachs. Okay, I got rid of the Nevi'im. Okay, Eliyahu killed 450 bad Nevi'im. Okay, and he's describing it's all for you, Hashem. Okay, so what's going on? Vivaser ani levadi viakshu es nafshi lakachta. Right, that I'm left alone, and now they're coming to take my life. Okay, so this is Eliyahu's sort of plead for, I thought I was doing something right. Okay, why is this happening? Okay, and the Malach responds. Okay, Vayomer tzei v'amadata bahar lefnei Hashem. Okay, go out and stand on this mountain, okay, before Hashem. V'nei Hashem over. Okay, and Hashem is going to pass by. V'ruach gadola v'chazak mefarik harem u'mishaber sla'im lefnei Hashem. Okay, there was this strong wind. Okay, that was breaking mountains. You could just picture the scene. Okay, lo baruach Hashem. Okay, but that's not where Hashem is found. Yes, that might be strong. That might seem powerful. That sounds really amazing. But that's not where Hashem's essence really is. Ba'achar haruach ra'ash lo barash Hashem. Okay, and then there was a loud sound. Okay, but again, that's not where Hashem is found. Hashem is not in the powerful, strong, extreme types of thing. Okay, and what comes after the sound? Okay, sorry, there was right after the ra'ash, there was ish. Okay, that again, this fire symbolizing strength, symbolizing power. That's also not where Hashem is found. Okay, and again, okay, finally, Eliyahu is supposed to get this message. What comes next? Kol dimama daka. Okay, this soft, silent voice. Okay, this sort of subtle message of that's where Hashem is. Okay, that Hashem is not in the fire, in the wind, in the earth-shattering things, but He's in the softness. He's in the gentleness. Okay, that Hashem is a quiet voice. Okay, and Eliyahu is supposed to take this message that yes, you may have done something really amazing. Okay, and Eliyahu stepped in at a crucial moment. Okay, but ultimately, okay, as a rule, where Hashem is found is in the more gentle and subtle ways. Now, okay, we have to sort of balance this of, okay, is it good to have vengeance or is it not? Okay, we see from Pinchas that he was rewarded. Okay, and we see from Eliyahu that there's something that is lacking in vengeance. Okay, so the next source, the Hamek Davar, okay, sort of qualifies this pretty nicely. Okay, and I think it explains a little bit of the pros and cons. Okay, so he's explaining this Brit Shalom, this pact of peace. Okay, and he describes why it's important that Hashem rewarded Pinchas this way. Okay, it's a reward that Pinchas stepped in, okay, and now Hashem didn't have to, put forth his anger. Okay, Pinchas stepped in and he stopped it. Okay, but he's getting this Brit Shalom because Shelo yakpid v'lo yargiz, that from now on, okay, he shouldn't have this midah anymore of being too firm or too angry. Okay, why? He goes on, ubishvil ki teva hamasa she'asa Pinchas laharog nefesh biyado. Okay, because the nature of what Pinchas did, okay, by killing these two individuals, hayanotein lahashir believe hergish az gam achar kach. Okay, because the nature of killing is that it makes an impact on you. Okay, and it makes you in such a way that you may be more likely to act in sort of this harsh or extreme way in the future. Aval ba'asher haya l'shem shamayim. Okay, because Pinchas was acting l'shem shamayim for the sake of Hashem, mishum hachi ba habracha shehi tamid b'nachas u'b'midas Hashem. Okay, that's why Hashem blessed him. That yes, he acted extremely appropriately here. He stepped in at a critical moment, but that doesn't give him the right to, in the future, act this way. Okay, maybe here it was appropriate, but next time, because it would affect him in such a way, he might do that when it's not the right situation. So Hashem gave him a bracha that he would be tamid benachas, that he would be, for the future, he would be calm, he would be at ease, okay, with this midah of shalom, of peace. The lo yehizah inyan lepuchas leave. Okay, that it shouldn't disqualify him. It shouldn't affect him in the future. Now, okay, what's interesting, okay, is that the Kotzker Rebbe comments on the fact that in Parshas Pinchas, okay, where we have the end of this story, okay, it seems like Pinchas is being rewarded in an extremely positive way. Okay, and we see that, yes, he's not going to act this way in the future because Hashem gave him that bracha. But later on in the Parsha, Moshe is now selecting his successor. Why is it not Pinchas? Okay, it starts off with such beautiful praise about him. Why is he not chosen to be the one to lead Bnei Israel? So the Kotzker Rebbe points out is that yes, it's positive what he's doing. okay, and he stepped in just in time to stop the plague, okay, to prevent future sins, okay, but as a leader, it's hard to have that mitzvah. Because what does a leader need to really show, more importantly than this vengeance, this passion, this strength, is a care and concern for each individual. So the Kotzker Rebbe points out that yes, Pinchas is praised, and what he did was extremely important, but he still can't be the one to lead Bnei Yisrael because he doesn't have that focus, okay, of caring about the individual, of needing to be sensitive, okay, and patient, okay, that is so important for a leader. The Ramah and Orach Chaim, okay, which I'll summarize because the beginning is a little bit technical, okay, but it's the first Shulchan Aruch, okay, that discusses how to wake up in the morning. Okay, so the Ramah comments, you should wake up recognizing, okay, that Hashem is above you, okay, with this sense of Yiras Hashem, a fear of Hashem, okay, that you're really only concerned with what Hashem thinks. Okay, as opposed to other people, as opposed to having other considerations, okay, that you should wake up realizing, wow, Hashem is with me throughout my day. That should somewhat have an effect on how I act or how I behave through the course of my day. So if you look at the last line of the Orach Chaim, okay, V'lo yitbayesh mipnei bnei adam hamaliyim alav ba'avodas Hashem yisbarach. Okay, that yes, you should recognize that Hashem is above you, and that's how you should be acting throughout your day. Okay, but you shouldn't be embarrassed or afraid in front of people that are mocking you. Okay, so yes, it's important. Okay, that you recognize that Hashem is above you and not caring about what other people are going to say. Right? If I stand up in the middle of an airport and start to daven, am I worried about what's he going to say? What's he going to say? Okay. But if we have this mindset, we only care about what Hashem wants. If it's the time to daven, it's the time to daven. The Mishnah Berurah makes a beautiful comment on this that's very much related to what we're discussing. Okay, he says, "Mipnei bnei adam," right? So we shouldn't be afraid of what people are going to think. Okay, v'al kol panim lo yistotet imahem. Okay, but what's important? Yes, we shouldn't care what they say, even if their opinions are different than ours. But we still can't fight with them. Okay, it doesn't give us the right to say, okay, yes, my opinion is what I hold is true, and I'm following the values of the Torah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but we can't now turn it into an argument. Okay, make it into a bigger deal. Why not? Okay, if we're really right, if we're doing what's right, why can't we argue? Okay, he goes on, Mipnei shemidas ha'azos miguna ma'od. This midah of azos, okay, of sort of stubbornness and firmness for the sake of Hashem. Okay, ve'ein ra'oi le'ishtamesh mimena klal. Okay, that it's a very bad midah in general. Okay, it's not worth getting involved in. Okay, afilu ba'avodas Hashem yisbarach, even while serving Hashem, ki yaknek kinyan benafsho lios az afilu shelo b'makom avodaso yisbarach. Okay, because even if you use it, okay, in an appropriate time, it might become part of who you are to then again use it, okay, when it's not appropriate. Okay, so being too firm, too strong, even when it's in the place of avodas Hashem, okay, that might then seep into the personality to then, use it at a bad time. So we see this sort of dual nature, okay, of this midah of kana'os that we see in Pinchas, okay, and that we see in Eliyahu. That on the one hand, right, they accomplish amazing results. Okay, they're able to stop sinning, to stop other people from sinning, okay, and to stop punishments from befalling Bnei Israel. Okay, but on the other hand, we see that there really is a major risk. Okay, on the sense that it may affect you as a person. Okay, and that obviously, if it's done inappropriately, okay, it could have very negative ramifications. The last two components, the last few sources on the sheet, okay, will sort of address these risks, okay, and ultimately we'll conclude with how then are we supposed to take this for ourselves. So the Gemara in Sanhedrin, okay, is talking about the responses that a person should have, okay, if they witness illicit relations between a Jew and a non-Jew. Rav Chisda says, okay, Amar Rav Chisda, Habalim loch ein morin lo. Okay, so if a person sees an illicit relation taking place, okay, and he comes to the court, okay, they're not supposed to instruct him on how to act. Okay, the Rashi explains this a little further. Okay, right? Why not? If he comes to ask, a Beit Din how he should act, it's sort of interesting that the Beit Din is not going to tell him what to do. Okay, what else is the Beit Din for? Okay, but Rashi explains, Kanai habalim luch beBeit Din ubishas hamaisa im yifgabo. Okay, if he comes to a Beit Din at the time that he witnesses this event, okay, he comes to ask if he should kill them or not. In morin lo, okay, shelo nemra ela lemakane me'atzmo, okay, ve'eno nimla. Why? Because this person, this kanai, okay, this person who's seeing this event and wants to act, he feels strongly that these people are violating the ratzon of Hashem. I need to step in. Okay, he can't go to a Beit Din to ask what to do. Okay, because, right, the Rashi explains, lemakane me'atzmo. Okay, he has to have this feeling so internally that he acts on his own without the considerations of other people. Okay, so that's sort of the first element, okay, of why it's so risky. Okay, it's because we can't necessarily act this way because there have to be zero ulterior motives. Okay, there can't be any considerations of, okay, if they're watching, maybe they'll think, okay, or, what a Beit Din is going to tell you to do, okay, because it has to be so internal, it has to be so fundamental to who you are, okay, that there is wrong taking place, I must step in, okay, it has to be so inherent in your being, okay, that you can't even think of asking anyone else, okay, because that already disqualifies, okay, your motives. Okay, the last Rashi on the sheet, okay, which is really jumping back to the beginning, is commenting on, okay, Bekano es Kinasi. It's part of Hashem's, when Hashem is talking about his reward, Pinchas' reward, he's explaining, okay, Benakmo es Nichnasi, that he takes revenge, okay, that Pinchas is taking revenge, where I should have taken revenge, okay, Bekatzbo et HaKesef shehayali liktov. Okay, that Pinchas is now showing anger where Hashem would have shown anger. Okay, that Pinchas is sort of stepping in when Hashem would have stepped in. Okay, and what's interesting about this is that I think that it emphasizes another, danger in this midah of kinna when we put it into practice. Okay, because ultimately, we don't necessarily know when Hashem would or wouldn't step in. Okay, sometimes, we think something might be clear and we think we might know all the information. Okay, and we think, okay, clearly this person is violating what Hashem wants. Okay, so I might as well step in. Okay, but nowadays, okay, when things are somewhat nistar, okay, and we don't always know the whole picture, we don't always know exactly what Hashem plans and where Hashem would have anger and where Hashem would act. Okay, so we can't step in. Okay, it's not our job to now enter into the mind of Hashem, okay, to act on his behalf, okay, in that way. So Pinchas, okay, who obviously lived at a time when things were a lot clearer, okay, when Hashem's reward and punishment systems were so much more obvious, okay, Pinchas was able to tap into this. Pinchas was able to say, okay, wow, these people are blatantly violating what Hashem wants, okay, and he knows that to be true. Okay, and he knows that Hashem wants me to step in now. Okay, that's why by Pinchas, it was appropriate. And by Pinchas, that's an acceptable form of kanaos. Okay, but we can't do that. We don't know what Hashem is thinking. We don't know when Hashem would employ that punishment. Okay, or when Hashem would be the one to get angry. Just to conclude, okay, even though, okay, right, Pinchas and Eliyahu, as we saw, they're one and the same, if you go according to that Midrash, okay, that they did amazing things for Klal Yisrael, okay, using this mitzvah, okay, having vengeance, anger, feeling that strong sense of value, okay, which the value is not what we're arguing about. Everyone should be, feel that strong sense of what's right and what's wrong, okay, that's something positive, okay, but acting with the violence, okay, acting with the anger, okay, that, okay, we can't necessarily employ because of the risks. Okay? And as we see it in Mishlei, the famous pasuk, okay, Derachecha darchei noam, v'chol nesivosah shalom. Okay, that Torah, okay, is supposed to be led with peace. okay, and Noam, okay, it's supposed to be something that's calm, okay, the way that we lead a Torah life is supposed to be something that's positive, okay, that's somewhat more mild-mannered, okay, and sweet, okay, and Rav Kook has a famous quote, okay, he says, the pure righteous do not complain of the dark, but they increase the light. They do not complain of evil, but they increase justice. They do not complain of heresy, but they increase faith. They do not complain of ignorance, but increase wisdom. Again, just focusing on. We can't always change what other people are doing wrong. Okay, but what we can do is change ourselves to improve ourselves, and hopefully through that, okay, we're able to improve the world as a whole. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Abbe. As we transition from Chumash into Navi,